Hey everybody, it's Melanie, the Carnivore Queen. I have not done a video in months. It feels like a lifetime ago that I was doing these videos. So it's kind of hard for me to get back on here and just jump right in, but I'm just going to. So I had to go back on my medication. I had what I would call a mental health crisis. I started noticing a few months ago, started noticing a couple of little things here and there, and I didn't think much of it. I thought, oh, that's, I am feeling dizzy because maybe I ate something bad, or, um, you know, I have a headache because maybe there's like, pollen in the air and it does, Okay, so I was trying to pretty much come up with any sort of reason why I was having these symptoms. Then things started to just get worse and worse, and I started realizing, oh, I'm not breathing again. Because I've done this before where it's called paresthesia. It's horrible. It's where you feel numbness and tingling in either like your hands, feet. I get it in my head. So like my head goes numb in patches. Like I literally thought I was having a stroke before, like years ago. I thought that's what it was. I went to the emergency room. Lo and behold, it was a panic attack. So I started having anxiety again. I started having panic attacks again, all day, all night. OCD was off the charts, and the agoraphobia set in, or agoraphobia, whatever you want to call it. I've talked about this before in my channel, that when my OCD and my anxiety hit, I get to where I don't leave the house anymore. I don't do anything anymore. And that's what was happening. So yeah, and this is all while still eating exactly the way I did, eating carnivore. So I'm here to tell you that I was wrong. Some people, I'm not saying you, I'm not saying this is going to be for you. This is for me personally, my opinion, what I know to be true. My OCD is so bad that I do have to take medication, and I'm going to have to probably take it the rest of my life. And I'm okay with that now. I used to not be okay with it. I used to feel like I'm a failure. I can eat so perfect that it would cure it. I can meditate so long that I won't have anxiety. And that's just not the case. I've had OCD since I was born. I mean, as long as a child I had it. Both of my parents have it. So there's a genetic component to it. And it's a beast to try and fight it without medication. I'm just here to tell you that if there's anybody out there similar to me, you're going to get to a point where carnivore isn't enough. It's just not. I thought it was. I really did. And so I struggled for a long time with going back, getting on my medication again, because I mean, I literally did like multiple videos on how I was cured. Like it was gone. And it was gone for a while. And then it came back. And that sucks so bad to admit that it came back, to, go back on the medication and be in this like zone of like, I can't do it by myself. And so, I mean, I was feeling so out of control. I had to do something to get to feel better. And so I chose to take care of myself and get back on my medication. And I've been on my medication for, over a month now. And it's like night and day. I mean, for the first few weeks there, I was still really struggling. And I'm back on an SSRI. I'm on Zoloft. I take 150 milligrams that dosage, so typically OCD is treated with a higher dosage of SSRIs compared to if you just have like generalized anxiety disorder. That's what helps me is the 150. When I go below that, I start noticing stuff creeping back in. I call it the OCD creep. That's another thing. I think of my OCD as like this other person, and then there's me, like the real me, just like dying to get away from this stupid OCD crap. And so to admit that she was back, it like, it just pisses me off. I'm sure you guys know out there, like if you have OCD, you know what it's like to be controlled by these thoughts that you have to do something to like fix something, checking and oh gosh, my OCD is really weird. Of course, it's all weird. Mine really involved a lot of like medical, like reading books about medical stuff, Googling medical stuff, contacting friends who are in the nursing field about stuff, going to the doctor, going to the emergency room, thinking I'm having all these different problems, thinking I'm having an electrolyte imbalance, thinking I'm having a heart attack, thinking I'm having a stroke. And it's all anxiety and OCD and panic disorder. Yay. So anyway, I still eat the same way. I have eliminated a couple of different things. I completely eliminated coffee, thinking that, the caffeine is why I'm having, the total dizziness and vertigo and the paresthesia and all that stuff. I thought that was what that was, but it wasn't. But that's nothing. Caffeine and me just don't go well because I'm a very high-strung person anyway. I don't need any more energy than I already have. I was going to tell you, I started, I was like, if I just go and I exercise more and more, then it will go away. No, it didn't. Exercise is amazing though for your mental health. It definitely brought it down like many notches, but waking up sweating and in panic attacks is not a way to live. And so I'm here to tell you, as your friend, that if you are struggling right now with any sort of an anxiety problem, anxiety disorders are all over the map. There's PTSD, you got OCD, you got schizophrenia, bipolar, depression, panic, and of course variations or combinations of all of those. I'm here to tell you that there is no shame in being on medication and getting help. There is no shame. That's like telling somebody that like broke their leg to just like walk it off and like it'll go away on its own. It's like, no, dude, like it needs to be reset and someone needs to like put a cast on it and it needs to be cared for. You wouldn't just let that go. So when you let your mental health go, you know what I'm talking about. It affects your whole life. I've said it before. If I don't have my mental health, I don't have squat. Seriously, it is me, is how I feel every day, whether or not I want to get up and go and be a wife and a mother and a friend. That's my life. I don't want to miss out on my life because of these intrusive thoughts and these panic attacks. And that's why I decided I wasn't going to let it happen. I was like, no, I'm out of control, but I am in control that I go and see somebody and get this taken care of. And so that's what I did. So yes, I still eat carnivore. I eat mostly meat and eggs and butter, and it did not cure my mental health issues. It definitely lessened them, like drastically lessened them. But I did have some triggers and things happen that set off, and that's common for people to experience some sort of traumatic event or triggering event that can kind of set their, you know, their mental health stuff into a spin out. And that's what happened to me. I had a lot of stuff going on, and I guess it was too much. I had no idea that this would happen, but it was like that. It's like something in me just snapped, and I went right back to this, just in total panic mode, fearful, frightened, just sweating, and can't eat and can't think and can't sleep. And it's literally like thinking about, I have to go to the grocery, or I have to go to a gas station, and I'm gonna have to be around people. Or thinking of, I'm gonna drive my kid to school and I'm gonna get in a car accident because I'm gonna pass out. That's one of my big phobias, is passing out. I know other people probably are like, what the hell? That's stupid. It was real in my head. That's one of my things. I have many things that my OCD tricks me. It's a very tricky thing. It will trick you, and I tell you what, my medication, it's like I started taking it, and then it's like a couple days you start noticing like, I'm not thinking that like thought again, or like it's lessening and lessening, and then it's like, now I can literally be like, oh, that thought I'm having, that's OCD. Whereas before I had no idea that was something else. Like I thought that's me saying this is real, but it's not. It's not real. It's imaginary. Which is really fun to try and fight an imaginary beast. Because if it was like this physical thing that I could go and just like destroy, of course I would do it. But it's not. So anyway, I'm glad that you guys are hanging in there with me, and I'm really sorry. I'm not sorry that I haven't done a video. I'm not sorry. But I am going to try and do more videos and keep going, because I still want to emphasize how important it is to have a really good diet while you are trying to live a life full of wonder and joy, but also managing your mental health, at the same time. And I will tell you that one of my tools, besides medication, is the carnivore diet. Mostly meat, eggs, fat, so butter. So that's what I was going to tell you. And let me know in the comments if you have OCD or panic disorder or PTSD, and if you've seen any sort of improvement from changing your diet and maybe like dropping the sugar, and just let me know, and we'll do all this stuff together, and we'll see, how it goes. So, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.